Hey everyone, this is Social Distance, also known as Shepard. Today I'll be doing a tutorial on Jhen Mohran. So this is the low rank Jhen, and as a result we're all wearing low rank armor. Now the basic armor that you're going to want at the very least, at least for low rank Jhen, is the blast piercing, or using Uragan parts gem in Bombardier. Or I guess if you're really desperate, you don't want to do any of those things, you could always get feline bomber. I think it's feline bombardier. In any case, they all do the same thing. Aside from increasing the damage and success rate of your bombs, they also increase the damage of the heavy artillery. So, seeing as so much of your damage at low rank to Jhen is done through the heavy artillery, anything you do to increase that damage is going to help the fight go by a lot faster. Now, the first thing you want to do is gather ballista shots over at the rack over there. You'll notice every once in a while, Jhen's far away, he'll shake his body and throw rocks. If you have a ballista or you're just watching, make sure to get your shield out and guard or just dodge out of the way, because it does a little bit of damage that, you'll spend time rolling around on the ground or healing up, and that's really just not advantageous. Other than that, to begin with, you're going to be aiming for his tusks. Both tusks can be broken. I'm not sure if you need to break both in order to get the extra reward. I don't bother risking it. I always just go for both. So once he's really close, it's going to be tough to hit the tusks. You'll want to work your way over to the cannon, and you just basically start using the cannon over and over again. If you actually get behind the cannon. Some people get speed gathering, some people get pro transporter. They're really focused on it, and they'll just do it over and again, just running circles around the cannon. Aside from that, you're going to want some people using the different items on the boat to stun Jhen. Now you notice there, I picked up the binder from the box. What it does is it stops Jhen from doing one of his attacks. So you see right there, I shot him. He was going to body slam, but I shot him with it. So it basically grapples him. It stuns him in place for about, maybe about 5 to 10 seconds. And then he breaks out, and then he'll continue doing more attacks. Aside from that, right behind me is the gong. You'll see, I just walked next to it, you see the little white disc. The gong will interrupt every other attack that the binder will do, and also it will interrupt some attacks that the binder cannot interrupt. And the sort of attacks that those are he does these belly flops. He does one in a little bit, I'll tell you when, and he also does a bunch once you get to the second part of the fight. So once you see the red arrow on him, you're going to want to run up on his back, and you'll see these little cracked areas here. These are areas that are actually maybe one of the weakest parts of his body. His mouth and inside his mouth are actually the weakest parts. But aside from that, you can get a decent amount of damage off just hopping on his back when you have the chance and stabbing them. I'm not entirely sure if they give extra rewards. I'm going to assume that they do. But even if they don't, it's kind of fun to do anyways. So you're saying I'm not doing an excellent job here, but I'm doing all right. I have the Tusk Lance. He is weak to both ice and dragon, and actually he's just a little bit weaker to ice in some parts. But it's really such a minor difference. Whatever you have or whatever you prefer, just use that. I like the Tusk Lance because it just has such a huge amount of affinity. Okay, you notice there I dropped bonds on him? Oh, I fell off. Ignore that. I dropped 2 anti-dragon bombs on him. You get those from the chest as well, along with the binders. Only one person can have the binder, by the way. You get those from the box. They do the same amount of damage no matter where you put them on his body, so, just to make sure that they actually hit him, I always drop them right after I break that second part. Aside from that, you can stay on his back a little bit longer, but about maybe like a minute and a half after you're able to get on him, he'll start making this grunting noise and start shaking his body. If you aren't off his body by then, he will shake you off, doing a lot of damage and making you fall off. So I was trying to jump onto the deck. You actually can jump on the deck. See, there he is throwing those people off. They didn't get off in time. I prefer to jump off and try to get on the deck so I don't get all that time stunned. But he has 2 parts on his back that can be broken, but you have at least 2 more chances to break those in the future, so that's really when you want to do that. So don't get greedy. Don't stay on his back too long. And you'll be fine. Okay, so the binder is available for use again. I don't think he's going to do another attack soon enough. No. Okay, so he's going to jump to the other side of the boat. So this is an excellent time for you to start gathering up your ballista ammo again. If you're to compare your damage per second between cannons and ballistas, I think cannon would be higher, Oh, somebody caught him while he was flying through the air. That was really talented. Damage would be higher if you already had a full amount of ballista ammo. But if you were out of ballista ammo, it would probably be higher if you just continually ran over and dropped cannons into the cannon. Okay, so 10 is the maximum number of ballista shots. I'm going to try and get some off on him right now. Okay, so he's going under. He does one of two things. I'm actually talking to my friends over Skype right now. If he rushes at the boat from, like, more of the right side... Okay, if he's really close like this, you need to hit the gong. Which my friend is going to do... now. That was really close. You see, I was guarding out of fear. Okay. If I shot him with a ballista, or the ballista binder right then, it wouldn't have stopped him and he would have attacked the boat. That would have been bad times. He's going to come out a second time. It's going to be more on the left. I'll be able to shoot him then, and I'll be able to stop that attack that way. So wait for it. Wait for it. He's coming. There he comes. Just like that. So obviously it's not absolutely necessary to have Skype, but it certainly helps. As long as you have people that know, use the gong if he's coming from the right, and use the binder if he's coming from the left. Because he doesn't always come in from the right. I haven't seen him do it every time. It seems almost random. I don't know if it's based on the amount of damage you've done to him or whatever. Of course, if you have the ballista shots, you're going to want to try and take out his tusks. So I don't know if it's random or what, but do that. If you're in high rank and you have a guard, because he's going to do a swipe, and we didn't have any way to stop him. If you have high rank weapons, you can actually attack his tusks, and if you have purple sharpness, you can actually cut right into them, and they'll probably be preferred than shooting them with ballista shots. Okay, so you see those red arrows, that means you can hop on his back again. We're going to try and break the other part of his back. There's actually mining spots on his back. I wouldn't really recommend mining from them unless you're like really desperate from ores you can get from the flooded forest. I mean, if you are in a really good team and you're at least no risk at all of not killing him, go ahead and do it, but I don't know. I don't know my full opinion. So I'm going to try and, I'm going to demonstrate the mining. See, mining, Pelagosite. I think you could also get gen scales. I'm not sure if upper rank gen gives you upper rank gen scales. I haven't really done too much mining on him in upper rank. I think I'm going to screw this up. Oops. I think those are the two big mistakes in my videos. I fall off both times I try to run off. But to be honest, it's better to fall off than to get shaken off. So hopefully you guys will forgive me. I won't get called too much of a noob or a scrub for doing that. It's only about like a 20-second delay, and as long as you have 4 people that know what they're doing, it's not really going to impair the timing too much. Make sure to bring stamina recovery items too. I don't really need it yet, but once you get to the final showdown, you're going to be really low, and you're going to really want to have things that will increase your stamina over time. Okay, so you see that we've already broken the right tusk. You're going to start aiming for the left tusk. I'm going to see if I can hit him with this cannon shot. Maybe? Yes. Although, I would have been happier if it hit the left tusk, but I don't think there's any way I can hit it. But I don't have any ballista shots, so I'm just going to do whatever I can to do the most damage per second. If he gets his face close, you also want to consider hitting him in it. Oh, perfect time for the binder. If I can get off. Uh-oh, I screwed up. I hit... Alright. Make that 3 mistakes. If I was just a little bit faster, I would have been able to hit him with that binder shot. Oh well. That's alright. Again, if you have a fairly competent team, you know, you actually, if you let him hit your boat too much, you can actually have it get damaged. But, you know, as long as you're interrupting at least half of his attacks, you're really in no danger at all of failing the quest. So it's really a difficult opportunity cost of whether you should sit on the ballista with the binder shot or not. If you've really memorized his pattern, you'll know which ones you need to do or not. I hadn't fought him in like 2 weeks before doing this tutorial, so I mostly remembered what he did, but I didn't remember it all exactly. What I do know is as after he's left this second time, he's going to approach the boat from the front. And that's really when you're going to want to use the Dragonator, which is on the front of the boat. You'll see this little button. I'm going to run up there after I collect one more ballista ammo. And I'm actually going to have my friend set it off because I'm going to want to try and give you guys the best possible vantage point from where he is. But hopefully I'll be able to tell you when to hit it appropriately.